Asian children would like to deliberate our presentation about the discussion on child online programs that we had been discussing for this past 2 days. The first speaker will be Asmir. He will talk about the advantage and disadvantage in the internet.
Thank you. Moving on, the internet can be beneficial to us children in certain ways. Firstly, as children, we are youthful days, right? So it can act as a source of entertainment, such as streaming movies or music for our own relaxation and leisure. Secondly, it could be useful for our education, as there's online tutorials or as such e-books where we don't have to go to the library, but we can just check online. Next, it is a good medium to contact transportation services. So you can contact, for example, online taxis or perhaps food delivery. Furthermore, it can benefit us in terms of business and entrepreneurship. For example, some children would love to practice the entrepreneurship at a young age, so they can start online business in Facebook or Instagram as their platform to promote. Moving on, not just that, but it can connect us all through the means of communication. We can, for example, video call friends from overseas or perhaps message loved ones using simple messaging applications. In addition, there are useful apps or websites that we can check our health informations. So we can go online forums and check people experiencing the same health issues as us, and we can get an idea of how they overcame it. So lastly, it's a place to retrieve information. The internet has a variety of topics or subjects that we can get to search up. So it's a good place, and the internet is unlimited. However, the internet has its cons as well. So the first issue for us children has to be cyberbullying, because this action should not be experienced by us children. So it could result in fear at a young age, or perhaps low self-esteem, and we aren't able to enjoy our fun days as youth. Furthermore, the problems of cybercrimes. As much as crimes are committed in real life, it happens in online as well. For example, sexual exploitation, pornographic content, and invasion of privacy, and more, of course. So due to the ease and access of communications, it is an efficient platform for these crimes to be committed. And we children are not safe from it. We can actually see it happening. Next is the idea of addiction towards the internet. The children can get attached really with the social platforms, which could create behavioral problems such as neglecting family members and start going against them once they scold us for not paying much attention to them. And it can also create health issues because some kids, we are on our platforms using gadgets. And this can create, for example, sore eyes, back pains, and it could also even disrupt our sleeping patterns, which is quite bad because we're still growing. So yeah, addiction is quite a big problem. And lastly, although there's lots of information online, there could be fake ones as well. And we could tend to believe it because we don't know whether it's right or wrong. That's why we need some adult supervision on that. And as much as fake information, there's also fake identities. We could believe that for example, a pedophile could pose as a child too and try to get our information, and we wouldn't know. So yeah. All these issues come from the internet. So we children of ASEAN have discussed ways in we believe that can help eliminate and create a safer environment. This will be presented by the next speaker. Thank you.
So I will present our recommendation to the government. Our recommendation to the government is to the Minister and to the People Representative Council. Our recommendation is create and enforce law and policies on child online protection. Provide budget for protecting children online to be implemented by communities. And the next one is organization. The organization we're going to read this in United Nations, ASEAN, and CRC ASEAN. Our recommendation is raising awareness and protection or peacekeeping. Also, we can make a positive movement or campaign on child protection, also study on child online protection. The member of this organization is a leader of each country. The UN, almost all countries in the world. The ASEAN is 10 countries in the Southeast Asia. And the CRC ASEAN is to protect the children. The role is protecting the children can be like monitoring and reporting, training, need to have responsibility to protect or contribute to protecting children from violence, exploitation, abuse. Also, the solution, the organization can make a forum, discussion, seminar that presented by this organization and the government. So, the organization need to have a proper plan to fight that the negative and action against the disadvantage of the internet on child online protection. So, the government and the organization must care, need to protect and make the children safe. Thank you. Next, it will be the recommendation to the communities and to the and companies.
Thank you very much, Naval. So the companies covered the media companies such as magazines and TV, and for the IT companies, they covered Google, social media, and Microsoft. Also the telecommunications like SIM card companies and internet provider. Our recommendation for the companies are CSR must raise funds to create programs such as to socialize the internet to the remote area, and this CSR must also promote and advertise the COP and support civil society organizations to run COP programs. For the communities, they covered the public figures, religious leaders, and also youth leaders, and etc. Our recommendations are to promote through their social media platform and to implement the programs through creating forums, seminar, and workshop. Next speaker will.
Thank you. So the next recommendation is for family, friends, and ourselves. Family, for example, is parent. They can give education to their child. That's not just advantage. There's a lot of disadvantage of internet. That's why we should be careful. And they can tell the child how to protect ourselves when we online. And parents can always accompany the child when they online. So the parents should keep an eye of their child. And parents should keep a good communicate with the child. If there's a child who became a victim in the family, do not judge, do not blame them. We should comfort and support them. We should advise them. And next, friend. For example, us. We can share this experience to our friends that there's a lot of cybercrime. That's why we should be careful. And if we have friends who are of the victim, do not judge them. Do not stay away from them. We should hold them, always be by their side, and give them an advice. Ourselves, we must be careful. Be careful of what? Of cybercrime. Do not open negative content and should limit our time when we online. The last recommendation is from school. School should make rules so the student won't open gadget or internet when they study. And teacher should keep good communicate with the student and give them education why they should be careful when they online. So next is conclusion who will be delivered by Brooke.
Hello. Do you know what I am?
She says greetings.
My name Hawkai Prak. I am Cambodian. ចឹងឃើញថាការសរុបលទ្ធផលទាំងពីរក្រុមនិងការបង្ហាញលទ្ធផលទាំងពីរក្រុមគឺមានគោលបំណងក៏ដូចជាអត្ថន័យតែមួយសំខាន់ដូចគ្នាគឺដើម្បីឲ្យរដ្ឋាភិបាលក៏ដូចជាអ្នកពាក់ព័ន្ធដោះស្រាយនៅបញ្ហាក៏ដូចជាការរំលោភបំពានគ្រប់ទម្រង់គ្រប់រូបភាពនៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិត
Just you have seen that two group of children perform is the same purpose to make sure that government other stakeholder will take attention on how to protect children from any kind of violence online child protection.
ចាចំពោះប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតវាគឺជាមិត្តភ័ក្តិដ៏ស្និទ្ធស្នាលបំផុតរបស់យើងឃើញថាប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតគ្រប់មានឧបករណ៍ជាច្រើនដែលទាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងវាមានដូចជាទូរស័ព្ទ laptop និងឧបករណ៍ជាច្រើនផ្សេងទៀតដែលវាតែងតែនៅជាមួយនឹងយើងវាប្រៀបដូចជាមិត្តភ័ក្តិរបស់យើងដ៏ស្និទ្ធស្នាលបំផុត
As you have known that internet and also other gadgets are very friendship for children. They all stay with us all the time. That is why both teams they show about advantage and disadvantage of the using online and other gadgets as well.
ប៉ុន្តែយើងឃើញថាចំពោះការប្រើប្រាស់គ្រប់ឧបករណ៍នៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតគឺវាតែងតែមានផលប៉ះពាល់ក៏ដូចជាផលប្រយោជន៍មកលើយើងខ្លួនឯងវាមានផលប្រយោជន៍ជាច្រើនប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងការប្រើប្រាស់នោះយើងឃើញថាវាមានផលប៉ះពាល់ជួនកាលវាអាចរំលោភបំពានខ្លួនយើងដោយមិនដឹងខ្លួនផងដែរ
As you have be aware that all those things will be provide more advantage for study and education, but at the same time also disadvantage happen to ourselves. Sometimes we don't know ourselves what happened to us by the online, by the internet using.
អញ្ចឹងដូច្នេះហើយយើងមិនអាចកាត់ផ្តាច់ប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតចេញពីខ្លួនយើងបានទេ
In short, we cannot cut off the internet from our young generation.
ចាដោយអនុសាសន៍ដែលបានមកពីការរួមបញ្ចូលមតិយោបល់ពីបណ្ដាញកុមារដែលអញ្ជើញមកពីអាស៊ានគ្រប់ប្រទេសគឺគ្រាន់តែចង់បញ្ជានិងកាត់ផ្តាច់នៅបញ្ហាក៏ដូចជាការរំលោភបំពានគ្រប់រូបភាពក៏ដូចជាគ្រប់ទម្រង់នៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតផងដែរ
As you have been that we are Asian children from other Asian country that we would like to all of you to draw attention just not to stop children using internet, but we want you to consider how to protect, how to measure or any kind of disadvantage impact to our life.
ចាហើយសរុបរយៈពេល2ថ្ងៃដែលបណ្ដាញកុមារនៃអាស៊ានបានជួបជុំគ្នាដើម្បីបូកសរុបលទ្ធផលក៏ដូចជាការរួមមតិដើម្បីដោះស្រាយនូវបញ្ហានៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតគឺទទួលបានអនុសាសន៍ជាច្រើននៅក្នុងនោះរួមមានតួអង្គសំខាន់ដែលគាត់បានចូលរួមគាត់នឹងត្រូវចូលរួមដោះស្រាយនៅបញ្ហាតាមរយៈប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតរួមមានរដ្ឋាភិបាលក៏ដូចជាក្រុមហ៊ុនក៏ដូចជាអាជ្ញាធរពាក់ព័ន្ធគ្រួសារក៏ដូចជាលោកគ្រូអ្នកគ្រូផងដែរ
So long. As you have known that based on 2 days consultative meetings, we had collected many recommendations and suggestions from our children from different countries, different race, different languages. But totally, we have only one purpose. We want you to consider our recommendation, like our friend performed already in the beginning, and also another friend or member presented about what our recommendation for the government, community, company, and other relevant stakeholder.
ចាហើយអនុសាសន៍ដែលសំខាន់គឺដែលចង់លើកយកមកនិយាយនៅក្នុងថ្ងៃនេះគឺតកតងនឹងរដ្ឋាភិបាលគាត់គឺជាតួអង្គយ៉ាងសំខាន់នៅក្នុងការដោះស្រាយនៅបញ្ហាដូចជាការរំលោភបំពានប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិតផងដែរ
So that the main the main actor for this morning is that the government. We're focusing on the government because that they are running very important role to find the good solution for our children and young generation.
ចាអនុសាសន៍ដែលសំខាន់ទី1គឺរដ្ឋាភិបាលត្រូវតែបង្កើតច្បាប់បន្ថែមដើម្បីកាត់ផ្តាច់ក៏ដូចជាកាត់ផ្តាច់នៃការរំលោភបំពានផ្សេងៗដែលមានគ្រប់ទម្រង់គ្រប់រូបភាពនៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិត
First, the government have to consider of developing or creating the laws that can protect, that can filter, or they can make sure that all bad website or any pornography website can be blocked when the children searching or other people are searching.
ចាមួយទៀតគឺក្រុមហ៊ុនគ្រប់ក្រុមហ៊ុន SIM កាតទាំងអស់គឺត្រូវតែធ្វើការគ្រប់គ្រងចំពោះការ search ផ្សេងៗ
Another one is that all telecommunication include ICT company, they have to work strongly on filter, on internet providing, so that they make sure that all any bad website or pornography will not be allowed to search.
ចាមួយទៀតគឺបង្កើនការផ្សព្វផ្សាយឲ្យបានទូលំទូលាយចំពោះផលប្រយោជន៍ក៏ដូចជាគ្រោះថ្នាក់នៃការលេងប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិត
So the last of all is that very important that all body, government, other relevant stakeholder have to increase more awareness through campaign, any kind of activity to make sure that all children, student, community are aware of advantage and disadvantage of using internet.
ចាហើយជាចុងក្រោយចំពោះរូបនាងខ្ញុំក៏ដូចជាមិត្តភ័ក្តិដែលបានអញ្ជើញមកពីគ្រប់បណ្ដានៃប្រទេសនៃអាស៊ានក៏ដូចជាគ្រប់កុមារដែលនៅតាមប្រទេសនៃអាស៊ានគឺមានការសង្ឃឹមថានឹងបានរំពឹងទុកថានឹងមានការដោះស្រាយយ៉ាងទូលំទូលាយនិងឲ្យមានផលល្អប្រសើរចំពោះគ្រោះថ្នាក់និងការរំលោភបំពាននៃប្រព័ន្ធអ៊ីនធឺណិត
On behalf of Cambodian children and also other Asian countries to be here, they are all representative from 10 countries in Asia. We hope that all of you will bring all the recommendation or suggestion and consider to make sure that all the recommendation will be responded and also implemented by each country. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm a pretty girl.